Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. It's another exciting day when we bring you this exciting, interesting, and educative program, Security Watch. On this program, we'll give you every information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Yes, you'll be asking, wondering, where are we? Yes, we are. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Patrick Abambu. Yes, we are here. Behind me precisely is the pavilion at the sports ground of the Maxwell Kobe cantonment in Rukuba Plateau State. Yes, this venue is hosting the grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day Celebration 2024. Yes, you may be wondering, what is the Nigerian Army Day Celebration is all about? I will tell you a brief of it, but I tell you that it has been a wonderful period here on the plateau because a lot of activities took place. We'll be showing you some of those activities that we were able to capture for your information and for your delight. Sit back as we bring you the first report anyway. First from the defense headquarters in Abuja, where the wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Mrs. Ogwabin Musa, had marked her 1 year in office as the president of the Defense and Police Officers' Wife Association. She organized a seminar where to educate some of the women and talked about the successes DEPOWA have been able to achieve in the last 1 year under her leadership. Sit back as Elizabeth Tanko brings you this report.
To mark her 1 year in office as the 15th president of the Defense and Police Wife Association, DEPOWA, Mrs. Ogwabin Musa has called for the eradication of sexual abuse in barracks and the society at large. The DEPOWA president made this call during the seminar on the prevention of sexual exploitation and abuse in Abuja. Speaking during the seminar, Mrs. Musa expressed the organization's desire to reduce the menace of sexual exploitation within the barrack communities.
The activities of the DEPOWA within the past 1 year have focused on adding value in the lives of women and youth, especially in the areas of healthcare, fitness, education, agriculture, and skill training. All of these align with my vision of seeing women and girls becoming productive and contributors to family and society, driven by the deep sense of value and hard-working spirit. We will not relent in our efforts to keep touching lives in ways that are necessary. As such, we have deliberately articulated a focus of programs carefully lined up for execution towards renewing the hope of a better life for members of our communities as we begin my 2nd year in office.
The DEPOWA president also highlighted some achievements in the last 1 year.
The choice of hosting the Barrack Teens and Youth as I mark my 1st anniversary in office is deliberate, and the topics have been carefully chosen. The menace of sexual exploitation and abuse is prevalent in our society. Many occurrences go unreported, and the barracks community and its environs are not exempted. Today, we have an opportunity to discuss this, and we echo the voice of Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General, in stating that, and I quote, "Sexual exploitation and abuse have no place in our society." End of quote. We recognize the severity of the consequences, and we aim to work towards reducing its prevalence within our communities.
The resource persons present at the seminar spoke on the danger of drug abuse and sexual abuse and exploitation.
Drug abuse is also known as substance abuse. And when we're talking about drug abuse, we're just saying harmful use of psychoactive substances. Harmful use of psychoactive substances, including alcohol and illicit drugs. Now, what are psychoactive substances? So that we'll just break it down. There are substances that people use that can affect how your brain works. So when you take in these drugs, when you take in these substances, it affects the way your brain works. It affects the way your mood is. It affects the way your thoughts, your feelings, your awareness. It affects your behavior.
The high point of the event was the drama displayed by youths showing the danger of drug and sexual abuse. Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, it's quite informative, preparing the women on the way forward and projecting for the next 1 year. Yes, you can see behind me also the guard commanders and the guardsmen that will be taking part in the guards parade when this grand finale commences. Yeah, but let me tell you that the NACEL, that is the acronym of the Nigerian Army Day celebration, is to commemorate, to mark the day the first shot was fired that commenced the Nigerian Civil War in Gakem, the present-day Cross River State. It's a time to reflect on how the Nigerian Army has fared coming from the Civil War up to this present day. More you get to know from the activities and from the lecture that took place. But let me take you to the lecture now that I've talked about. Before the lecture, let me take you to some of the activities that marked the occasion. The activities here, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, came to this area and hosted an activity, particularly commissioning of projects. And Julie Daniels presents us this report.
As part of activities marking the 2024 Nigerian Army Day celebration NATCEL, and in line with his drive of transforming the Nigerian Army, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, commissioned a number of landmark projects at Maswe Kobe Barracks in Rukuba, Plateau State. The Army Chief, who was in high spirit after inspecting the recently acquired aircraft for the Nigerian Army Aviation Wing, began commissionings with the Rhino Pavilion.
I'm excited to be here because when we were thinking of holding the NASEC 2024 here at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, the idea behind it was to use it to kickstart infrastructural renewal within this cantonment. And the Army engineer promised, and they have delivered. Therefore, I, Lieutenant General T. Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, hereby commission this 2,000-seater newly constructed Rhino Pavilion at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment this day, the 5th of July 2024, to the glory of God, the benefit of our troops and their families that will make use of it, and the entire humanity. Can we please put us together?
Next, he commissioned the newly constructed 2-block of 30 family corporal below quarters, newly constructed 3-division garrison regimental sergeant major ROSM house, remodeled headquarters, 3-division quarter guard, reconstructed Maswe Kobe sculpture, and electronic board, among others.
I, Lieutenant General T. Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, hereby commission the newly constructed 2-block 30 family units, corporal below quarters at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, Rukuba, Jos, this day, the 5th of July 2024, to the glory of God, the benefit of the Army family that we live in, and the entire humanity.
After the commissioning, the Chief of Army Staff, General Lagbaja, spoke on the impact of the projects on his command philosophy.
My command philosophy, which is to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force towards achieving our constitutional responsibilities within the joint environment, rests on three pillars of leadership, operational effectiveness, and sound administration. Like I mentioned, the soldiers, the army family, they form the fulcrum of what we do. So the sound administration pillar, the beam of my command philosophy, is very essential to motivate the soldiers, because once they know that their families have the best at home and in their barracks and cantonment, then they'll be undistracted and focused on the task in the front line. So it directly impacts on my command philosophy and will continue along that trajectory to give the best to the army family.
Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. You see, making sure that what the officers, the personnel needs to do their work is provided. And the Nigerian Army, I must say, is advancing and transforming for a better service to the Nigerian people. And like the Army is known, is the People's Army. Let me take you to the report on the 2024 NASL lecture. It was a very educative time where the lecturer talking about Lieutenant General Lamidi Adeoshu, retired though not tired, gave what he thinks is the solution to the myriad of insecurity facing Nigeria. Sit back as we bring you this report again by Shirley Daniels.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, has called for the strengthening of local government administrations in Nigeria. General Lagbaja made this call while commenting on the 2024 Nigerian Army Day celebration NASL lecture delivered by the former Chief of Policy and Plans Army, Lieutenant General Lamidi Adeoshu, in Jos Plateau State. The Army Chief said that a functional and strong local government administration will bring about development, thereby help in solving security challenges currently facing Nigeria.
If the challenge or the driver of insecurity is the elite, why is it that the elites are being resistant to the local government autonomy that people have talked about? And that is the surest way to bring development to the grassroots level, not by creating commission, not by establishing bureaucracy. We have already existing bureaucracy. Let us fund them and make them work. I went to Madari as a young officer and asking the Ulamas in Madari, oh, where is this? And they claim that it's Chad. Madari, Chad. But they believe it's Chad because it is the Chadian government that was investing in Madari at that time. In 1996, April 1996, when we entered Boro Camp in Bakassi Peninsula, most of the signposts we see around Boro Camp, around Abana, Akabon, they are the signposts of primary health centers and agencies from Cameroon. So they believe that they were living in Cameroon, not in Nigeria. Until we take development to the grassroots, then we will not solve the problem of insecurity.
Earlier in his lecture, General Adeoshu recounted some challenges facing Nigeria and remarked that they are similar to what Colombia and Sri Lanka had experienced in the past. He advised that Nigeria should draw from the experiences of the two countries.
The key lessons include importance of concerted focus of all stakeholders, which is the same as the whole of society's approach to confront security problems. The second is the need for acquisition of critical and significance of employing technology to improve technology and innovation to improve operational efficiency. Then it will stand out of place to say that need for regulation of this is not the same as censorship of the network. I will explain it. Then the board is the importance of mission, command, philosophy, and adoption of conventional practice. That's not to say same as training people rigorously to fight and to win as fight. Let me start by discussing the importance of concerted effort from all stakeholders, which we call the whole of society approach. The successes recorded by Sri Lanka and Colombia in the defeat of insurgency highlighted the importance of committed efforts of all stakeholders, also referred to as the whole of society approach. This is in sync with CrossFit assertion that support from the three elements of the people, the government, and the village must be in balance for any nation to succeed in the world.
At the lecture series, which has become an annual activity marking the NATCEL, has as a theme combating complex conflicts in Nigeria, challenges and strategies, was drawn from the main theme of the 2024 NATCEL. This was reviewed by General Lagbaja.
This year, we have chosen combating complex conflicts in Nigeria, challenges and strategies as the NATCEL lecture title. The topic is an offshoot of the NATCEL theme, transforming the Nigerian land imperative for combating contemporary security challenges in a joint environment. I believe the organizing committee did a good job crafting it. Those of us who have been active in the anti-terrorism and anti-insurgency efforts since 2013-2014 will appreciate how complex and adaptive in nature Nigeria's contemporary security challenges have been. In a force that was caught in the euphoria of the unexpected twist in the Bahasa Peninsula, that ushered in a peaceful resolution and the high demand for its participation in peace support operation across Africa, coupled with the benefits of participating in such a level. Our strategies, trade concepts, and other battle were altered in line with reality to face at that period.
The lecture featured highly knowledgeable personalities as discussants who gave their perspectives of the lecture given by General Dioshun.
The problem in the center of crisis in the Northwest is actually a problem of hegemony between the Hausa and Fulanis. It is contestable, but that is what I found out. It is actually being stigmatized by the political elites. I have the opportunity of calling all the adults in Zamfara to a meeting, and I asked them, special guest of honor was to call them to a meeting, I will ask them what is the problem. And it was amazing to know that beneath all the shenanigans of government is the influence of the political actors trying to put one tribe against another.
The police must be told that it must be done when the area has declared moving and take responsibility of the establishing and civil authority. That is why they talk about it. That is why they talk about intelligence. That is why there is zero tolerance for crime. But we will not be able to actually implement those ones. I will give you some example about intelligence like this. Any policeman that does not have the capability to generate intelligence cannot be a good policeman. Because there's what you call the predictive police, where you use the trends and patterns of crime to predict what will happen, in a particular situation.
The former Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, who was a special guest of honor, in his remark commended the Chief of Army Staff and the Nigerian Army for putting together a high-caliber 2024 lecture.
I commend the Chief of Army Staff and all his officers and all by extension the armed forces, and to charge you to please remain focused in your quest to great services to all parts of the country, and to know that we have no other country but this. And if Nigeria runs well, it is in your interest and it is in my interest. And I know that given the privilege that I have to have led the emphasis, that you are men and women that are committed to democratic values. And it's not today that we are going to have education for that. And so I want to challenge you to please remain committed and remain professional on all accounts. Once again, thank you, gentlemen, and best wishes to everyone as you continue this celebrations of our 724. Thank you so very much.
With the rich resource provided by the lecture, it is expected that the outcome of the lecture will help the Nigerian Army in tackling current insecurity in Nigeria. Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, quite a lot. It was an educative session. This year lecture was quite interesting. Kudos to the lecturer and all the discussants for what they did. Yes, let me take you away from the Nigerian Army or from the security practice, but bring you to another interesting part of security. We talked about the youths being involved in so many crimes in Nigeria. But there are ways that could make these children, these young ones, not to get involved in security activities, in criminal activities. One of such is getting them gainfully engaged. I mean, and how do you do that? By changing a bit or tickling a bit or reintroducing some of the educational system that Nigeria used to be known for. Talking about technical education. Yes, during the week, the pastor Chukwuemeka Okocha's ministry organized their annual youth convention, and the team was looking at how to help the youth change their mindset. Sit back as we bring you this report by Lucy Tao.
Pastor Chukwuemeka Okocha of the Chukwuemeka Okocha Ministries has appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to bring back technical colleges in the Nigerian educational system. He made the appeal during the ministry's 2024 Youth Convention with the theme Changing the Mindset. He emphasized that to empower the Nigerian youth and position them for greatness, the mindset needs to be changed positively.
You cannot talk about changing the mindset of this young generation without talking about changing the mind of the older generation. First and foremost, you make sure that when you are speaking, you begin to let them know that they can better their life by doing things that are straight. Not only when they are into drugs or into killing of people or into kidnapping. Then when they asked us this issue, what is the role of religious leaders in nation building? I must tell you the truth. We are not doing enough. But we are doing the work we can do. We are not doing enough. That's why we came out and said, look, let's add value to this country. And if we don't talk about it now, our nation is like sitting on a time bomb. Something can happen. This is the time to change the mindset of this younger generation so that they will begin to do what is right, what is upright, so that at the end of the day, this country will become what the Lord says what it's supposed to become.
According to him, reintroducing technical schools is a quick way to cause positive change in the lives of young people.
I'm appealing to the president, our president, that you should please reintroduce our technical schools. Before you go to the university, you go to technical college. That helps you to acquire a skill. That at the end of the day, you have something handy. Right now, they go to the university, from primary, secondary, university, and they come out, nothing to do. They don't have any skill. So our aim of organizing this program as a ministry is for us to appeal to those in authority to help us reintroduce our technical colleges, not converting our technical colleges into university. So we believe with this appeal, God will touch their heart and things will be done well.
Also speaking at the convention was a retired director of administration at the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Mrs. Benedicta Ojugbena, who called on youths to be careful of traffickers and know that all that glitters are not gold. Mrs. Ojugbena urged the public to be careful of strangers who promise milk and honey.
Human trafficking debases womanhood, and we are called to be careful of strangers who promise us milk and honey. We are called to be careful, to talk to our daughters, to talk to our children. And like I said, NAPTIP has been in the forefront, and we have a department that it is their duty to create awareness. They are called the Public Enlightenment Department. And so they are all over. NAPTIP is all over Nigeria. Human trafficking is evil. And we are called to say something, say something. When you see something, say something.
On his part, the editor-in-chief of Liberation newspapers, television and radio station, Ambassador Fanny Amon, said that mindset has nothing to do with government or policies, but what people have in their minds to do and become. He said mindset starts from the home.
Mindset of this generation of our youth, it has nothing to do with government. It has nothing to do with policies. No. I can confirm to you with the mindset of people towards anything we do.
Lucy Tawo reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, happy. We must draw the curtain now. But not to forget, I won't forget to remind you that we are still here at the Maxwell Kobe Cantonment in Rukuba, Plateau State, where the grand finale of the 2024 Nigeria Army Day celebration is taking place. A few minutes from now, as you can see, some of the dignitaries and personalities are arriving. A few minutes from now, the actual activities will commence and signaling the end of the 2024 Nigeria Army Day celebration. But that's also signaling the end of the program for this week until we come away again next week. I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.